There's a series of feasts and festivals that God gives us. And when God gives us these feasts and God gives us these festivals, one of the things that ends up happening is they frame our world. And in the biblical calendar, the spring is the beginning of the calendar year for the Jewish faith, because that is when God rescued us during Passover from slavery. And then we live according to an agricultural schedule where in the spring things start. Then 50 days after Passover, which is in the first month, there is Shavuot, which is now behind us. And then there is a season where there are no feasts. And the question is, why is there a season where there is no feasts? And that is very simple, because in the agricultural world, what you ended up having is there was a time where everybody had to work. And when everybody had to work, the sun comes up early, you get up early with the sun goes down late, and you work while you have light, because the inherent understanding in the ancient world was that you had to make the best use of the light, and while the sun was up, there was work to do. And so the season between Shavuot and Rosh Hashannah is the season between early summer and the fall harvest. And I just really want to encourage you, because whoever you happen to be, whatever you are doing, God has purpose and intention in your life. And so this is an encouragement about the value of the work that you take on in your life. Because the value of the work that you take on in your life is something that makes the world better. And as you make the world better, the truth is really important. The truth is the effort and the energy that you put into creating value. The truth is the energy that you put into working and making the world a better place. The truth is that the vision that you have and go, the world would be better if I take my skills, if I take my training, if I take my discipline, and if I take what God has given me and put it into acts of service, acts of creativity, acts of bringing things into reality. These things are all super important. These are all things that God has made for us to do. And so in terms of this, I just really want you to be really grateful to God, because He has given you a series of skills. He has given you help. He has given you things that are very, very different, and the very, very different things that God has given you to do are just totally wonderful, because without your motivation, without your energy, without the fullness of who you are, the world isn't going to get better. The world isn't going to improve. And I know that there's certain people who think that all you have to do is wait for the emergency to pass, wait for the sirens to stop, wait for everything to be finished. And if you have a relationship with God, you have no responsibility to the world around us. But the problem is that if we don't work, if we don't take our skills, if we don't give of creativity, if we don't give our strength, if we don't give of our acts of service, and if we don't give in other ways, the world, which admittedly is never going to become perfect, but could be significantly better than it currently is, will not end up benefiting from the creative work that God wants to do in us, with us, through us, and as a gift to the world which desperately needs God's creativity mediated through human beings. So I just really want to encourage you that this is a good and it's a great thing to do. And God has built his schedule so that from the beginning of the summer during Shavuot through the harvest, there is a time for us to listen to the Spirit of God. There is a time for us to be creative. There is a time for us to put our energy and the fullness of who we are into making the world a better place. And God has given you all the things he's given you so that you can improve the areas of influence that he's given you. Shalom.